In this video, I will show you how to download the home learning codes on Seesaw and email them to your parents. The first thing that I did was I opened up all the documents that I would need when needing to send home the home learning codes. So I opened up the PDF directions for how to send families Seesaw online learning codes. I opened up the home communication. So with the Seesaw message that I need to send and the email message that I'll need to copy on all my emails. And I also logged into Seesaw, so that was ready to go. I also made sure that my email was up and ready to go for when I start to email. So the first thing you're going to do is go into your Seesaw Home Learning Codes Parent Communication with Bosnian and Spanish Translations document, and you're going to copy the Seesaw message for the languages that you need to send. So you'll just copy, and then you'll go over to your Seesaw, and in your inbox and family announcements, you'll send a family announcement. Now, I would recommend doing this in a note. I would recommend doing this because in a note, you can divide what you want to say up into paragraphs. But if you put it into announcements, like a regular message, even if you do return to make your paragraphs, once you post it, it smushes those spaces together and your paragraphs disappear for what your family see. But if you do it in a note, you can separate those paragraphs. You can even put bullet points in. It will save all of that in a note. So I'm going to put my English translation first. And then I'm going to come and just copy the Bosnian one for the Seesaw message. Now, when you copy that one over, you will have to take out some of the spaces that come in real quick. If you wish, you can leave them there. When you're done with that, you'll hit the green check mark 2 times. Because you did it in a note, you do not need to type an announcement message here, but you will select that you want to send it to all of your family members, and then you will select Send Now. I am not going to hit Send Now because I have already previously done this, but I will go show you in my family announcements. So here's my family announcements. Here is the note that I sent earlier, and then I can see my family members that have already seen it. If I click on my note, I can see everything that I sent. So here's my English translation, the Spanish, and then the Bosnian that I sent to my families. Once you've sent your note in your family announcements, go back to your journal page. On your journal page, you should see a button that says Get Home Learning Codes. If this button is not there, there are 2 possible reasons. One, your admin hasn't flipped the toggle switch to turn on the home learning codes, or it could be that they have switched on the toggle learning codes, but you've been logged into Seesaw, and you might just need to refresh or log out and log back in to get that button to appear. Once you see the button, you're going to click Get Home Learning Codes, and then you're going to see your class or classes if you have multiple. You would go to your class. I'm going to do the one for Whitford Kinders, and you're going to say Print Codes. This will open and generate a file of your PDFs to send to your families. Okay, I would recommend downloading the file, and I would just save it to your desktop. So I can say Whitford Kinder Home Learning Codes. Then save that directly to your desktop. From here, I'm pretty much done with Seesaw. So I'm going to click on over to my Home Learning Codes document that has my translations and the email message that I now need to send out. I'm also going to make sure that my email is open and ready to go. And I'm going to go and open that document that we just saved with my Seesaw Home Learning Codes. If yours usually opens in Adobe and you'd prefer to do this in preview like I'm showing you, if you right-click on your document and say Open With, you can select that you would like to open it with preview. Preview is my default, so it will just open. So now I have my home learning code, I have my email, and I also have my translations document. So what you're going to need to do from here is you will highlight or copy your English email message, and then you're going to come over to your email and select New Message. You're going to paste that in to a new email message, okay? Then you're going to click on your tab with your home learning codes, and I would just go down your list, okay? So this first one needs the English translation. So I'm going to make sure that in my sidebar, I have just this one selected. Then I'm going to copy. Then I'm going to come back over to my email and I'm going to paste. Okay, so this has the student's PDF for their parent direction. Then I'm going to go up. I'm just going to type in the parent's email. In the subject line, I can type in the Seesaw Home Learning Code Directions. And then I will hit send. And then after this, it's a lot of rinse and repeat. So you'll do the same for the next one. So you'll open your new message. For my next family, I want to send them both the English. I want to send both the English and the Spanish translation. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to copy the English translation. Then underneath that, I'm also going to copy the Spanish translation. Okay, then I'm going to go back to my document. I'm going to make sure in this sidebar that I select that student's document. I'm going to copy, come back over here to my email, and I'm going to paste. Okay, then up here I can type in my subject line again. So Seesaw Home Learning Codes. I can type in my student's email. And then I can send that off to those families. At this point, like I said, it becomes very repetitive. So put on your show that you're currently binge watching, pop in your favorite tunes, and just get busy copy pasting and emailing all your family members. Once you've emailed out all your home learning codes, parents will be able to figure out how to log on to the student journal at home. Then they'll begin posting, or students will begin posting things that they're doing. This is a lot of reverse of what we typically see. So normally at school, students post or teachers post, and then parents get to comment. We've kind of flipped the tables. Now parents and students are posting, and you get to respond back to their learning journal. So here's an example of one of my students. Their mother posted a picture of some activities and gave me a nice long description of things that they had been doing, and I was able to comment back. Another student was able to use the Seesaw functions that they normally see at school. So for this, she took a picture of a tiger that she drew, and then she used the Seesaw tools to draw on her picture to label my tiger. And then I used an audio comment function to record a comment back to her about how I loved the colors that she used for her tigers and how I loved how she stretched her sounds to spell my tiger. Students can also make videos and send those. So in this video, she's telling me about a book that she had just read. And for another student, he showed me a science experiment that he had been doing with his mom and dad at home. And he was able to talk to me about his green onions that they're growing. So in this video, he shows me the drawings that he's been making each day, and then he takes me into the kitchen and he shows me his plant that he's been growing. So I hope that you're able to connect your families and they feel like this is something that they'd like to do. Remember, it is completely optional for them to post those things, but we all know that we miss our students and they miss us, and this is a great way to connect them with Seesaw here at school and home. It might be also good to know that by using the student home learning codes and students connecting to their online learning journal at home, students can see activities that you would assign in Seesaw. So if you have activities that you assigned from before spring break, students will be able to see those. You can also assign things later out in case we get to a point where you need to assign tasks. Or I know of some teacher friends who are doing optional like social emotional check-ins for their students that they could use the activities function for. But if you use the home learning codes, students can see those activities at home and respond. If you get stuck Remember, there was a PDF of sending home learning codes that was shared out that walks you through step by steps everything that was in this video today. It was one of those first documents that I pulled up to have side by side as I filmed this so I could make sure that I included all steps. Everything that we did in this video, you will find directions for with pictures and captions in the home PDF guide. Even with the PDF help, if you get stuck, feel free to email me at whitfore@urbandaleschools.com to ask for help, and then we can set up a Google Meet where you can share your screen and I can help walk you through that. I hope you have fun connecting with your families and seeing the great things that they're doing at home.